Welcome to ESPON's new monitoring system for Europe and the European macro-regional strategies. It is a single entry point containing policy-relevant information in the form of interactive content, including indicators, maps, graphs and texts. The platform brings together a wide range of data sources, providing evidence for territorial diversity, disparities and potentials in the European macro-regions, and allows positioning them in a wider European perspective. The tool is organized in three main blocks. On top we have a header with direct access to the Mrs. ESPON homepage, a section on background information about the macro-regional strategies, an About section explaining some general aspects of the tool, and a link to ESPON's homepage. At the bottom of the page there is a link to a contact form for providing feedback and direct accesses to the official web pages of the four macro-regional strategies. The central section provides access to the 5 main modules of the tool, one for Europe and one for each macro-regional strategy. The top line in the central section is a navigation menu, always providing direct access to each module. When entering the European module, the central section transforms to provide direct access to the 5 main policy areas as well as a section with background information on European policy development. Each policy area is organized following a common structure with several contents. First, a main page describing the policy objective with links to the macro-regional strategies and direct hyperlinks for accessing relevant online documentation. Second, a positioning of the regions section that provides an interactive chart, displaying data for a selected indicator relevant to the main policy objective. In the case of Smarter Europe we have chosen the regional GDP per capita. The horizontal axis shows the variation of the indicator over a certain time period, and the vertical axis shows the absolute GDP per capita in the most recent year. Data points are organized by macro region, and each series can be activated or deactivated by clicking it on the legend. Moving the mouse over a data point will show a tooltip with the values associated to it. Finally, the tool shows a list of indicators that have been selected due to their relevance for the policy objective. By selecting one of them, the tool shows its associated report page, including an interactive map and/or a graphic as well as a text describing the indicator, the observable trends and patterns, and an analysis of the political dimension of the indicator. The map can be zoomed in or out, and displays data linked to each territorial unit. By clicking on the territorial unit, the tooltip becomes persistent and allows you to click on the hyperlink that will take you to the specific data source for the selected unit. You may change the year being displayed with the top left drop-down menu, and it allows making time comparisons by selecting a second year. To provide context in relation to the macro-regional strategies, you may activate at any time the perimeter of any of the 4 strategies with the top right drop-down menu. If you wish to make further use of the map, you can always download the underlying data, get a screenshot of the map in PNG format, get it in vector format as SVG for further editing, or download a PDF of the map alongside the indicator information. All these download options are accessible from the top right corner of the map. Apart from the legend describing the territorial units and data source, below the map there is a button to open a window that displays metadata information of the indicator. In this window you get as well a direct link to the original data source. Access to the macro-regional modules is available from the navigation menu on the top section of the screen, or from the boxes at the center of the home page. All macro regions are organized in the same way, displaying the elements of their action plans. The landing page contains direct accesses to each element displayed in a hierarchical way, with pillar policy area or objective on top, and below, the different action groups, topics and priority areas. Also, there is a background section dedicated to general aspects of each strategy. By clicking on the first level, we get a dedicated page with information on the objectives of the selected element and its relation to other areas of the strategy as well as to the European policy. This is displayed in the form of a text with hyperlinks to relevant online documents and sometimes accompanied by static images. Within this page, the left panel becomes a navigation tool, allowing to quickly change between elements of the selected strategy. Clicking on the second level, we get a page with text describing the objectives of the element. Associated to this, there is a specific section called Activities that contains information on the developments in terms of actions and projects, linked to the selected action group, topic or priority area. Finally, the tool displays a list of indicators that have been selected for their relevance in helping to monitor the objectives of the strategy, in relation to the selected action group, topic, or priority area. For each indicator, the tool displays a report page containing a map and/or graphic, as well as a text with description of the indicator, the observed territorial trends and patterns, and an analysis of the political dimension. In the macro-regional modules, the perimeter of the selected strategy is always displayed for reference. Also, the initial and maximum zoom extent are locked to the geographical perimeter of the macro region. An important feature of Mrs. ESPON is that it displays data at different levels of territorial units depending on the data availability on the original sources. Thus, the tool contains maps at the level of NUTS 0, 2 or 3, but also functional urban areas, marine territorial waters, and even local area units, among others. Also, the tool can display qualitative data besides from numerical values. Please keep in mind that the tool retrieves much of the data through a real-time connection to the data sources. This ensures maximum data freshness but might also imply some delay in the displaying of the data. The Tips and Tricks section contains guidance and support material to help you discover the full potential of the tool. You will find a series of questions and answers describing the contents of the tool, and how to use its different features. Also, there are links to PDF documents of a user guide and a promotional leaflet, as well as a link to this video. Finally, if you have any doubt or suggestion, you can contact ESPON using the contact link or by writing an email to mrs@espon.eu. Thank you for taking this tour of Mrs. ESPON. We hope the tool will help you on your job as policymaker by providing relevant insights on the many topics it covers. Please do share your feedback, because a continuous interaction with stakeholders will keep the tool alive and useful.